Yesterday was crazy because it was the first day of the TCG player sale, and a lot of people got in, a lot of people bought a ton of product, and we saw massive amounts of product being bought on TCG player. But now that it's the second day, things have slowed down tremendously. It's honestly almost back to normal, to be honest. I'm sort of surprised it's calmed down this quickly, but I mean, from yesterday, it's kind of understandable. I wasn't expecting volumes to be that high throughout this whole duration of the TCG player sale. I knew it was going to be hot the first day and then kind of slow down, but things are almost back to normal now that the sale has started yesterday. Now we're in the second day. People aren't going as crazy. So yes, it was sort of hyped up yesterday, and I understand that, but things have slowed down quite a bit. But that's sort of besides the point. But I did want to mention that. But the main point of this video I want to make though is related to the TCG player sale. So I feel like a lot of people, a lot of sellers on TCG Player were waiting for the sale to happen. They were holding back their inventory, their products, to wait to dump it all on the sale because they knew a lot of people were going to buy products, right? So even though, there's a lot of people buying yesterday and now it's sort of slowed down, there's a lot of people buying, right? But at the same time, there's a lot of people selling. And I feel like the amount of people selling now versus like a few weeks ago is it tremendously more. Like there's a ton more people selling now, and since the demand on TCG Player at least today has slowed down way more than yesterday, I feel like if you're one of those people right now that's trying to sell your product, I feel like right now is not really the time, because there's just been a huge amount of supply dumped on the market because of this TCG Player sale. And the first day was crazy with the amount of demand. If it continued like that, then maybe I wouldn't be saying what I'm saying right now. But just seeing a slowdown in, selling right now with these booster boxes from yesterday, and just still seeing some of these sellers have tons of supply on the market, I feel like right now isn't very smart to sell whatever, booster boxes you have. Now, obviously, if you have some sort of circumstance where you need to like actually sell because of whatever reason, then sure. But other than that, if you're just selling to sell, I feel like right now isn't really a good time because there's just so much supply that has been flooded onto the market because of the sale. And yes, there's the demand is there, but at the same time things have slowed down. So since the market is flooded with supply, I think right now to sell isn't very smart. Honestly, in my opinion, I would wait a little bit, at least a few weeks, to see the supply dry up on the market, because I'm telling you, I really feel like a lot of people did hold back their inventory to sell on TCG Player on this date because they knew people were going to buy in. So that's just my opinion. And I want to show you guys how much supply is really on the market right now, because if you go back to like a week ago and you looked at the amount of supply for these boxes then versus now, there's a lot more now. Even though a lot of people have been buying these boxes up, people have dumped so much supply on the market. So a first, perfect example I see here is Surging Sparks booster boxes. So these have been stagnating, around 200, 210 for a while now. But one thing I've noticed is that these really fluctuate from like all the way to 200 to 210. And I've noticed with the sale, these were going up to around 210, 215 when the sale before it started. But now that the sale started, there's a lot more people just dumping these for like 207. I know it's only like a $7 discount, but I've just noticed a lot more people are selling under what it was before. Like if you scroll through all these pages, you will see a lot of people are selling for around this amount. There wasn't this much people selling for this, for around 210 like a week ago. Like there wasn't that many. So there's just a ton more supply of Surging Sparks, and even though Surging Sparks did sell a ton the first day, like there's still so much on the market. There's so much. So this is just one example where there's just so much now. Like these were like, I remember the cheapest listings a week ago was like 215, and now there's like so many for 208, 210. So I just feel like the market right now is really flooded, and especially Surging Sparks, where I feel like it still is going to go higher. To sell right now with this market being flooded with supply, I really feel like isn't that smart. So that's just my opinion on that. And then Paldea Evolved. So Paldea Evolved definitely is one that I think blew everyone away. It sold 300 booster boxes yesterday, and things have slowed down a lot since yesterday. But this is another, I guess, thing is Paldea Evolved. There was a lot of sellers that had a ton of supply of Paldea Evolved. So I don't know if this was from the restock, reprint, or whatever it was, but some sellers here had a ton of it and they still have a ton of it. So it's just like a lot of people just had all the supply, and I don't think these listings were really here like a week ago. Like, correct me if I'm wrong, But it seems like a lot of these stores just were holding on to all these things to just sell on this date. And then, all these are pretty much the same. Temporal Force sold a lot yesterday, not many sold today. And still, you can see what I mean. A ton of these sellers have a ton of supply. I don't think this was here a week ago, and I think just people are holding up a ton of this, just waiting for this to happen, and they still have a ton left. Same thing with Paradox Rift, sold a bunch yesterday, not much today. Kind of same thing, there's some sellers that have a decent amount, but surprisingly, they don't have as much as like some boxes like Temporal Forces. Then Twilight Masquerade, you can see here, some have a good amount here. I almost thought this was booster boxes, but this is just loose packs. But still, a lot of sellers have a ton of them. Honestly, a good amount sold yesterday for Twilight because it has been like on a downward trend. But even still, the market price is the exact same. And then Stellar Crown, you can see here, actually a good amount sold yesterday. It being Stellar Crown, I was kind of surprised to see this today. Still, an average amount sold like what it was before. But you can see here, like 476 booster boxes. Like, it's crazy. Like, I'm telling you, a ton of people were waiting for this moment, waiting for, this sale to happen, to dump all their product and have it for sale. But there's just too much right now. There's too much supply on the market to be sold. So if you really are trying to optimize how much you're going to get, I'd say wait a little bit, because this supply right now is going to dry up. But if you sell exactly right now, I really feel like you're selling kind of a little bit short, because there's just too much supply for these to go up in the next like week here. But once, maybe a few weeks, a month from now, it happens, I think these are going to move up even more. But just right now, things aren't going to move because just everyone just sold out. And they just put so much supply on the market where it's too flooded. So I just want to make this video to show you guys this, because I was surprised to see how many booster boxes some of these sellers had for sale. And I'm pretty sure this wasn't here like a week ago. Like, it's crazy how much supply people have of some of these booster boxes. And really, I think they were just holding on for the sale. So that's all I wanted to talk about, is just how much supply is out there. So hopefully you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you on the next one.